Oh, okay, guys, let's do it.
What the hell was that? It's Rachel's Jam. Rachel's Jam. Rachel.
Smell nice? Oh, you put your nose in it. Fuck's sake. Hello! And welcome to Sessions from the Shed with me, Seth Cox, Dan Elston, and my friend Tom Kerry.
Hello.
Today, we'll be talking about our favourite films from each genre. So, quite a lot to get through.
Lots of genres out there.
I hope you're sitting comfortably.
Disclaimer, this is the last ever episode.
Yes, it is, because I'm going to uni! Way!
No. We're going to uni. You're staying here for the rest of your life.
Warminster.
But anyway, so, let's kick it off with comedies, because...
Can you stop doing that?
Literally done it once.
Right, Dan.
Comedies.
Favourite comedy?
This is only exciting for you.
World's End.
Good film.
Simon Pegg. Nick Frost.
Oh, let's keep going. Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Really?
Come on.
Ah, the guy.
Jesus Christ.
What's his name?
This wasn't nearly as fun as I thought. I thought it'd be rapid.
Your shit.
Bill Nighy.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Martin Freeman.
Pierce
yeah.
Brosnan.
He's out.
So why do you like it more than the other two films?
Yeah.
Well-
Hot Fuzz and Shaun Dead.
I feel like it's more quotable. I feel like there's a lot of good like banter. Say mates.
The thing is,
mate.
I actually remember when it came out and being really personally excited for it. Obviously, I couldn't go to cinema, so I had to wait for it to come out on DVD.
That's a long time of being excited.
Yeah, but I was still looking forward
And then
to
you
it.
had to wait till you were 15.
But I think it was more, I'd say, important to me than Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz because I didn't see them, or there was no anticipation for when they came out because I was, a little
Especially
chappy.
right now, it's quite relatable.
Because
for us,
we,
isn't
Oh, yeah,
it?
100%.
we replicated it.
We went on a bit of a pub crawl.
Went on
Yes,
a bit
what
of
can
a
we say?
bender.
Wow.
Hey, God. 7 out of 10.
Ben,
7 out of 10.
I don't think Bender's PC anymore.
Why did that be again?
Right, anyway,
Bender.
moving on to my
What
pick.
about Seth?
What about our pub crawl? They want to hear
No,
all
it's fine.
We're having one on
Thursday. If
Thursday.
you want to come along, we'll be at the
Friday.
Hunter's Moon at
Probably
9.
Thursday.
Probably Friday. What did you say? Probably Thursday.
Friday.
Friday.
My turn. It's gonna be a classic one. It's gonna be a laddie one. It is the Inbetweeners movie, the first one.
Oh,
I agree with you.
100%. Come
He
on.
does not.
Come on.
the second one.
No,
is
the
so
second
much
one
better.
No,
It
it's
isn't.
not.
Right, we're gonna do a poll. We're gonna do a poll on Instagram.
I'll do one,
You
I'll
guys
do one,
vote.
that's fine.
On the gram.
See.
Swap.
Okay, I just think that the Inbetweeners series is better than the Inbetweeners movie.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And the Inbetweeners 2
it goes
is better
in
than
order.
the Inbetweeners
No,
movie.
it goes in
No,
order of how
no.
they came out. Series, first movie.
I tell you what,
second
my
movie.
biggest issue with the Inbetweeners 2 was the fact that I felt it was a little bit too Hollywood.
Yeah,
And
they had too
the
much
thing-
of a
yeah.
budget for it.
Yeah, I thought
And
like that. They
no,
deserve that.
no. I feel like the most
better.
quintessential thing about Inbetweeners is how gritty and sort of it looks like it's filmed on
Yeah.
low quality cameras. Yeah, on the camera that we're using, it looks like that. Very low budget, and I feel like the first one does
Want to see a
replicate
magic
that.
trick? A jam.
Anyway, on to Seth.
Seth's
Going to Bruges.
in Bruges.
Bruges, good film. I showed you
It's a
that.
good
Bruges.
film. I don't
I
know if
showed
it
him
would
that.
be your best comedy.
showed him that.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't sure whether to put it under action or comedy.
I'd say
but
it's more action than
I'd
comedy.
say it's
more
more
comedy.
comedy.
It's a dark
I do
comedy,
Think it's
isn't
more
it?
comedy. Yeah, I found myself laughing at quite a few points.
Did you find yourself?
Only bits I laughed at. Midget. The midget, all the way through. I
dwarf.
thought he was hilarious.
It's a dwarf.
He's referred to as a midget. in the
Midget's
film.
not PC anymore, Dan.
That's all.
That's
For
minus
God's
2 for
sake.
Dan.
Do you want to tell them why they're? What's the
mum's a
distinction?
Christian.
What's the differentiation
The fat
between
guy.
the two? Between a midget and a dwarf. I can differentiate between
Midgets have
Souls.
the same size head as they would have if they grew normally. Not
Do you mean
normally.
a dwarf has the same size?
We're
head?
just going to stop there and move on to the next section.
Action and adventure.
Nice.
Nice.
Right,
I haven't
personally,
decided, actually.
I think there is no action film that compares to this that even comes close. Casino Royale.
Ooh.
Is that because I said earlier the car flipping
No,
thing?
no,
Oh,
it
okay,
would have been
fair
mine
enough.
anyway.
Fair enough. Good film.
It's a really good film.
We sat there and watched that
incredible
with
film.
Becca the other.
Can we all
Week.
agree best Bond?
Best Bond
film?
film.
Best Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Rewind.
Talking of Bond.
No, we're not going to talk
No,
about it.
No.
Come on,
So
we're a
that's
film
sparking
channel.
controversy.
We need to talk
It's
about
not-
the female James Bond.
It's an
Jane
awful
Bond.
idea. It's an awful idea. And I hope
It's going to be
Doctor
Doctor Who Series 11 all over again. I'm
I hope
sorry.
it doesn't happen.
Likewise. Anyway, moving on to my choice. My choice is a film which you guys probably haven't seen, but you probably have
We'll
heard
just
of.
skip it then.
It's on Netflix, and it is called Snowpiercer.
Oh,
Starring Chris
that
Evans.
is such
It's-
a...
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris
I
Evans.
have seen that.
You have
Yeah,
seen
I've
it.
seen it.
No, I
it's
have
about.
seen it.
It's,
No, I haven't.
It's got like 97% on Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
yeah. It's got subliminal messaging about Marxism and everything, and
Quite subliminal.
I quite like it because it's very.
Subliminal.
No,
Subliminal.
I said subliminal messages. I didn't say it's subliminal. But anyway, I think it's a really good film, but it is definitely action adventure. You get the action and the adventure. And I mean, I'm going to university.
To do film.
Film, yeah.
So what sort of action is it? Is it shooty action?
Bang, bang.
There's a bit of shooty.
Anyway, Seth, your film.
Yeah, so I could have easily swapped these two around actually, the comedy and the action one, because my action one is Kingsman.
Oh my god.
It's got some
What
of
do you
my
mean, oh my god.
it's got my favourite action scene of all time.
What? Wait, let me guess. Wait.
The bit in the church, obviously.
Favourite action.
Bit in the church, obviously.
In the church.
Bit in the church.
It is a good scene.
It's like a 6-minute scene, and it is really, really.
I did like
cool.
it, but I wouldn't consider it one of the best action films ever made. Sorry, mate. Anyway,
I
moving
think
on.
it's up there.
I think it's definitely up
Maybe
there.
the 21st century, maybe.
Definitely. I mean, it's,
I wouldn't. It's. I
Wait,
wouldn't.
you think it's better than Casino Royale?
I would not say it's anywhere near Casino Royale. Casino
I
Royale
prefer- no,
has everything
okay,
perfect about a Bond
Listen,
film.
I prefer the action scenes in Kingsman
And
than I do
Mads
in Casino
Mikkelsen.
Royale.
That's because they like times it by 10. Anyway, moving on to musicals.
Dan's happy about this. Loves his musicals.
Actually, I want to go last. I want to go last.
Fine.
On this
I'll
one.
go. My one's quite boring. It's a film called Quadrophenia. It is based on the album by The Who.
Would you say it's
And-
a musical?
I'd say it was. You haven't seen it, but it's an exceptionally good film. It stars Phil Daniels. Yeah, Phil Daniels, the guy who's in.
Dumb and Dumber.
No, he's the guy who sings the blur bit in Park Life. Park Life, all the people.
Famous cast.
So many people, and they. But anyway, it's a really good film, and it's very representative of the mid '60s and the mod movement and everything.
What's the mod
And
movement?
God, so relatable.
no, I'm not going to talk about it. You should. Know. You should know what the mod movement is.
Uneducated swine.
I don't know what the mod
Anyway,
movement
moving
is.
on because that's all I'm going to say. It's a
Sorry?
great album, great film.
My favourite musical is
Wait, Sweeney
Sweeney
Todd.
Todd.
I thought it would be.
It's because it's really
I
good.
only watched it the other day.
Back when Tim
really
Burton
good.
did good films, like Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, my dad.
Alice in Wonderland.
My dad had
That's
the,
one of them. Alright. The Corpse Bride was good.
my dad had the steelbook of the film, and it had like loads
what,
of
Sweeney
like
Todd?
That was good.
embossed
Yeah.
blood on the cover, and it used to really scare
I
me as a
can't
little
see.
child.
Oh, it was. That, yeah.
It's quite gory.
It is really gory.
Yeah,
It's-
but
I
it would
did
be
not
that-
expect it to be like
considering
that.
the premise. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a barber who slits people's throats. Anyway, they've got a great cast, great songs, and it's really good.
Mine is Chicago. You seen it?
I've always wanted to get around to seeing it because my old friend Charlie Perry, she my friend Charlie Perry, she's I can't remove it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it in there. She probably doesn't watch these anyway.
My old friend used to watch it as well.
But yeah, she liked it, and I never really got around to watching
Really
it.
good.
So
Like,
it's
really
kind of
good.
pointless. What
I think everyone who's seen it likes it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Moving on to Dan's next one because he's gonna start the new genre.
Why is it?
Sci-fi.
Why do you have to mess it
Why
up?
is it all about?
You
Dan?
messed up.
Sci-fi, Dan's
Are you not
choice.
sick of hearing his voice? I'm sick of. Ow! Ow! Ow!
What was that?
You missed it anyway.
Anyway, moving on to the
Sci-fi. I hope one of you has mine as well. Back to the Future.
Oh,
It's
excellent choice. It's just your classic time
It's
travel
just-
movie.
Every time travel film that came after it was influenced
Taking
by that
inspiration.
film.
I have
Big
to sort
fan.
of one which isn't my sci-fi one, but
I was gonna
I have
say.
to sort of disagree with that. Have a bit of a
just
counter
quickly.
argument and say that I think the best sci-fi film. And I mean, it's not even the one that I've chosen.
So it's
Wait,
not.
hold
No,
on.
because these are our favourites, but I'd say probably 2001 is the most
2001
influential.
Space Odyssey.
Yeah, it's the most influential.
How do we feel
science
about
fiction film.
the sequels to Back to the Future? Just quickly.
Number 2, I hate.
I don't
Is that
mind.
the one with
too.
Biff where he goes
Yeah.
back, bets on the horses,
No,
and
yeah,
gets rich?
goes and then they go to the future and
becomes
he's like a
dystopian and everything,
millionaire who owns the whole city.
Yeah, I quite liked that actually.
I like number 3. Number 3,
That's a
I
Wild
think
West
is really
one.
good.
I mean, science fiction, I think it's something where it's rather very, very mainstream or like very, very unknown. And people haven't really heard about it. I mean, people have heard of this one, but it's not your typical. It's not like considered as Star Wars is considered sci-fi.
Lots of
Do you
people
know
are
what I mean?
put off by like sci-fi films that aren't either Star Wars or Star Trek.
They are, yeah. But if you haven't seen it already, I'm sure. I mean, it is relatively popular because there was a sequel, but it's Blade Runner, and I was always I was shown it at quite a young age. It was one of the first
Blade
15
Runner.
rated films I ever watched, and I was just
Sorry, man.
How old were you?
Watched
when
them
you
before he was 15.
How old were you?
probably like 11.
You're 11.
Call the police.
Get Tom's dad arrested. See, unfortunately, Blade Runner is now sort of associated with Oscar Pistorius, who shot his wife.
How is it?
Because he was he was
He was a Blade.
he was a Blade Runner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So now,
Total.
do you not think of that? when you
You've
say
just put two things together.
yeah, Blade Runner. It was me. Right. Anyway, do you know Blade Runner is actually based on a book?
Did you
Yes.
know Blade
but-
Runner?
But something.
Do
Sheeps?
Do
dream-
robots dream of electric sheep?
That's the one. I've been told it's very good.
Personally, I prefer Blade Runner 2049.
I thought it was exceptionally good. You actually liked it. A lot of young people
Yeah.
didn't like it. They thought
It was quite long.
I'm the same age as you.
It was.
You know what I'm saying, but
And it has a
Overall.
higher percent on Rotten Tomatoes
Than the
2049
original.
Than the original.
See, I think they both look really good because Ridley Scott, the
Oh, yeah.
director of the original, used
Oh, the
models,
cinematography in the new
CG.
Blade Runner is so good.
Can we do a little tribute to
so
our
amazing.
poor friend? Well, he's not our friend, but he died.
Ryan Gosling.
No. In the original, the bad guy.
Yeah, he
in
did
the
a few
original
weeks ago,
Blade
yeah.
Runner died a couple of weeks ago.
Did
so
he?
a little tribute. Bam.
All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain. Time to die.
Yeah, so R.I.P.
Samuel Jackson died.
That ending scene, with him on the rooftop. That's one of the most profound.
And it was
film scenes
improvised
ever.
as well.
Don't be so insensitive. He's such a callous boy, isn't he? Yeah.
Callous.
Callous.
Seth, you'll go.
That was improvised, that scene. So,
You'll go.
You know, good on him.
He came out with.
You'll go.
My go.
I bet you guys wouldn't have thought of this because you probably just wouldn't have. No, it is in fact Inception.
Before it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why isn't it on the list? Damn.
Because I had to watch it like 3 times.
That's what a good sci-fi film should do. It should confuse you the first, and the next time
You're
you're
not
still a
done?
little bit confused, then you should get to
I'm
grips
going to
with it.
agree with you. I always thought Inception was a bit overrated.
I feel like they didn't know how to finish it.
Yep. And
Oh,
I
what?
always
No, that
felt that I
ending
was
was
like,
brilliant.
Inception's the best film ever made. It's the best film ever made. It's amazing. I didn't
So
like it.
you like
I
it?
wish.
Oh.
No, I didn't like it. I was doing an impression of someone
Gave me
who
a
really
headache
liked it.
as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give you a headache.
Overcomplicated.
And I
can't blame it for giving
convoluted.
you a
I
headache.
didn't like the start either. The start just dragged.
What? Where they're in the dreams at the start?
Yeah.
Dan,
What?
next one. It's horror.
Is it horror? I think you can guess mine. Seth?
Hereditary.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
I mentioned Sixth Sense before.
Yeah, it's because it's,
It's
one of my favourite films ever made.
It's a good film.
Good old M. Night
One of the
Shyamalan.
one of the first films I probably ever saw. Quite interesting.
But that's a 15.
Well, yeah, but
So-
also,
It's an 18.
I never said Blade
So-
Runner was no. What did I say about?
You said it was the
15?
first 15 film you watched.
Did I? Oh no.
Sixth Sense is an 18.
I said one of the first. I said the Sixth Sense is one of the first.
I've never got a feeling with Sixth Sense with any other film, but than I did with Sixth Sense. Like
Used to
it.
scare
Yeah, was
me.
that only on
The whole
first
tent
time?
scene?
Yeah, the first time you watch Sixth Sense is unlike watching any other film.
Anyway, moving on to my one. This is a film.
Some people don't consider it as a horror film.
No. Oh yeah, but exactly what I was going to say. Right, people, conventionally, this film it starts off like it's
Like any
a-
other film.
It's called Kill List.
stormy.
It's called Kill List. It's
Never heard of
it's
it.
effectively about 2 hitmen and they have to kill people on a list. and I'm not going to spoil it because the ending it's a bit weird. It goes from being a film which is, you'd say, what would you consider Hitman film about? What genre would it be under?
Action.
Yeah, it starts off like an action film. The last 15 minutes of it goes from being an action film to a horror film, and it's grim. It's so grim. No. But it's grim, what it is. And I was quite horrified, really, because I wasn't expecting it. I was put off. And that's what a horror film should do. It should always surprise you.
Anyone famous in it?
No, it's a British film. It's quite gritty. And, you know, gritty.
On other words that begin with G and films that begin with G, I've chosen a horror film that begins with G.
Ghost Stories?
Ghostbusters?
Groundhog Day.
No. Gerald's Game.
Oh,
Netflix film.
yes!
So sick!
So good!
So good.
So yeah,
Well, you watched it around mine.
Yes, I did.
I keep saying one of the first, but that was one of the first.
That's your favourite horror film now?
Like
Netflix.
psychological thriller, yeah.
That was one of the first Netflix original films I saw.
What?
Because it is a Netflix
So it's
original.
better than Hereditary.
Yep. I think so.
I remember after watching it, you said you don't know if it is better.
Yeah, I think it definitely is.
It is so good.
It's really disturbing and sort of twisted. I had to sleep with the light on for a couple of nights.
Did you?
He is joking.
No,
He's
I
definitely
did.
not.
Did you?
Yeah, just that one there.
The red light.
Or you
Slept with the red
what were you
light
afraid
on.
that that big tall man? Who doesn't he exist?
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
really
Yeah, he
die?
played Thingy in the Addams Family.
Lurch in the Addams
Lurch.
Family.
Yeah, mental.
Yeah. he's
When
sort
he
of
opened his
disfigured.
eyes up, did you see that? You went, yeah, mental.
Maybe you should have played him.
Mental.
You freak. What genre are we on now?
Don't know, mate.
It's got to be
Indie.
films. Yeah.
And then we got drama.
And then we've got drama. Thanks for ruining it.
I've only watched a couple of films that I would consider indie.
Yep.
Okay.
So here it goes.
Okay, mate.
Perks of Being a Wallflower.
I knew you'd say that. I knew you'd say
Really
that.
got me.
It's not really indie though.
I just think it
I
is.
think it's very much
Pretty
indie.
much
It's
indie.
mainstream indie. And you got mainstream indie, and then you got indie.
It was between Perks of Being a Wallflower and Juno for me.
Oh, I like Juno a lot. You don't like... Do you like Juno? I
was
didn't think
alright.
you liked it that much. No, Perks of Being a Wallflower gets me every time. It's really
Yeah,
sad.
it is really sad. I
Um,
really feel for that kid.
Yeah, he does a great job. Logan Lerman, Percy Jackson. Good job, Percy.
And the Lightning Thief! Have you seen the musical Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief?
No, I don't want to see it.
Imagine just being really bad. Anyway, my one is a film which neither of you will. I think I mentioned it to you.
I
'cause
love
I
it
told
when
you
you
to-
bring up films. that we
Really,
don't
really,
know.
yeah. It's a film called Somers Town. It's based. I think Somers Town is a place in London, but it's a really sweet film. Indie films are usually quite sweet and nice.
Yeah, usually quite sweet.
And it's about a guy he's from the Midlands, and it's played by Thomas Turgoose, who's actually connected to the next film I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to get onto it yet. But it's about him. He's from the Midlands, and he's got a train ticket, and his whole family is sort of deteriorated, and he meets someone who becomes his friend.
On the train.
And they're both fixated over this French girl at a cafe, but they're really young and she's a lot older.
What was the bit about the train ticket?
Well, basically, I just said he gets himself a train ticket. That's all he's got, and he's
Oh, I
and he's,
see.
and he's lost, and he meets someone, and he starts living with them. And it's a really sweet story.
My favourite indie film is...
Breakfast
for
Club.
God's sake.
Breakfast Club.
Don't you...
Forget about me.
Really?
Hey.
Damn.
Dun, 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 dun. No, Breakfast Club's really good. It's got a really good soundtrack. Like, who would have thought that watching, like, 90 minutes of just people sat in a room would be so interesting? It's really well written, script's good.
It was boring as hell.
I'll tell you
boring.
what. I was watching this film the other day called The Party. It came out in 2013.
Departed.
No, The
No,
Party.
The Party, and honestly, it was a bad example of a film which is centered around a few people in a room, and there was so many like Brexit messages, and it was just overly.
Oh, wait,
political.
wait.
When a film just has too much political messaging, that's when
Hold
it
on,
becomes
hold on.
overbearing.
I thought we were talking about The Breakfast Club.
We were, but I was relating it to it because
Look,
you said that's a good example. I was giving a bad example.
So
Anyway.
you like it? You like Breakfast
Yeah,
Club?
it's done well. You know I do. We sat down and watched it.
Cool.
We did other stuff.
Glad I was invited.
Sorry, Peyton.
Next genre?
Yeah, go on then.
It's drama, isn't it?
Yes,
so
it is.
last one.
Teen Wolf?
Why do you always ask whether it's Teen Wolf? You said that a few times.
You did a helm.
It's got Wolf in it.
Twilight?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, okay.
Again, in my top films of all time.
Great film.
Number 3. Number 4 now.
Do you think it's too long?
No, I said this in our other video. It could be 2 hours longer.
And the
and
fact
I'd still
that-
love it.
The fact that I'm pretty sure Jordan Belfort said that the events that happened
Belfort.
the events that happened in the film were close to what actually happened, but they were worse.
Okay, what about that debate about where it like glorifies being like really indulgent and corrupt and stuff, right? Like glorifies making money out
doesn't
of
glorify
people
it.
and
When
stuff.
does it glorify it?
The fact that he's like this massive
No, it's
playboy.
Yeah, but it's the whole thing of like he saw it as an amazing thing.
It makes it look pretty good as well, though. You know, just
Yeah, but
going
in
out.
his eyes, it was pretty good.
Anyway, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is this one
my
that we've seen?
drama. No. This is another Shane Meadows film, and it's set in the 80s.
Have any of your films been ones that
I don't think
anyone
so.
has heard of?
I don't think they've been ones that we've seen.
It's called This Is England, and it's about.
Football.
It is
sounds
about.
like it's about football, doesn't it?
Right, so it's about sort of this skinhead group in the 80s. That's all I'm going to say without spoiling it. It's a good film. Watch it.
You
Shane
can
Meadows.
spoil it, Tom. I really don't mind. Because the
I'll
last
cover my
film you
ears.
advised us to watch, I went and watched 20 minutes of, and I turned it off.
What was it?
The film about like,
Barry Lyndon.
Barry Lyndon.
Oh,
that
God.
was it.
I wouldn't expect you to like
Film
Barry
was
Lyndon.
dreadful.
I really wouldn't expect you to like it. But anyway, yeah, that's.
My favourite drama. Oh, man, it hits home. It's got my main man in it, one of the most underrated and best actors ever.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, Casey Affleck. Do we know what it is?
Manchester by the
Manchester by the Sea.
I still haven't
Oh,
watched
it hits home so hard. Michelle Williams as well is
Michelle.
really good in it.
Because your mum's called
Your mum's
Michelle.
called Michelle.
My stepmom's called Michelle. In bed.
Oh, wow, yeah. Wow. It's just really, really sad. And it's all about this guy, Casey Affleck, who's had something
He's a
really
snow
bad.
shoveler. He's
He
a
is.
snow shoveler.
But
He's a snow shoveler. He's a snow shoveler. He's a snow shoveler.
Snuffler.
Right, well, it looks like we've come to.
Oh, 30 seconds left on the camera.
So we're going to have to wrap this one up.
This is our last ever episode.
Last
Seal
ever
it with a
episode.
kiss, send it to the parents.
But don't make
Tom
it too
Stepman.
blatant.
Not your
Anyway,
parents.
we've really enjoyed doing sessions from the shed. I think
It's been a pleasure.
it's been a pleasure. We've got so many subscribers. We're rich. We're loaded now.
yeah, honestly,
we are
we
well
got
off.
upgraded.
Thank you.
Bloody hell.
Got a
Sofa.
Upgraded. We're now in like
A
penthouse
sofa.
apartments.
Yeah.
And we've got to thank you guys.
But it's time
we
to
couldn't have
say-
done it without you.
It's time to say goodbye.
It's time to say goodbye.
So, from us here at Sessions from the Shed,
It's goodbye from me.
it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.